Russian forest is a massive landmass with spectacular natural formation filled with minerals and natural resources. The most eastern part of this region borders the Bering Strait, across which is the US state of Alaska. The southernmost part of this region is the Sea of Japan, North Korea, and northeastern China. Beautiful Lake Baikal is located in this region. Russian forest is a strategic region for Soviet Union. It played an important role for better part of 20th century, serving as the key location for Soviet military activities. Russia is blessed with landmass. However, its weakness is low population density in most of the region. Russian Forest Federal District is the least populated federal district in the country. Russian weakness is Chinese strength. Russia and China have a strong mutual collaboration on many aspects, which includes geopolitical challenges. China and Russia have a strong trade and defense collaboration. Russia is willing to sell top defense equipments and ready to cooperate with China on multiple fronts. No matter what is cooperation and friendship, China's appetite for land expansion never dies. China, to have a geopolitical domination, never want to make a friendship with any nation only for goodwill or balanced, or even for quid pro quo condition. It always expects more than what it gives. China had an eye on Russian forest for a long time. Russian forest region is rich in natural resources. However, population is very less. Russian Far Eastern Federal District is more than twice the size of India, but population of it is less than just 7 million, which is just 1% per square kilometer of density. This region makes up 40% of all Russian territory. Compare that with Chinese Far Eastern provinces, which is collectively called as Manchuria. This has a land area of less than France, but population of more than 107 million. China uses population as a geopolitical tool. It creates population pressure in Russian Far Eastern borders with an eye on Vladivostok, Russian strategic port in that region. This pressure has been expressed with enormous quantities of illegal immigration. China even bring Han Chinese to this border and settle them. There is a steady Sinization of the border towns. Chinese firms have bought a large portion of the local business on the Russian side of the border. In addition, Russian Far Eastern enormous reserves of natural resources are largely exploited via exportation to China. For instance, some 200 million cubic meters of lumber is exported via train every year from Russia to China, almost entirely harvested in the Far East. Similar figures can be cited for virtually any raw material produced by Russia in this region. So China is unofficially exploiting all natural resources of Russian forest. China has also unleashed unofficial propaganda in the disguise of people's sentiment that Russian forest is historically belonged to China. For instance, Russian embassy celebrated 160th anniversary of Vladivostok on the Chinese social media website Weibo. However, Chinese internet users, including diplomats, officials, claim that Vladivostok used to be part of China. They claim it was King Manchurian homeland but was annexed by Russian Empire in 1860 after China was defeated by British and the French during the Second Opium War. Though this is not an official claim of China, but this propaganda will not happen without a tacit support of Chinese government. The curious question is why China is doing this to a so-called friend. There are two reasons. 1. China wants natural resources of Russian Far East to be exclusively allocated to it. China wants to remind Russia that Far Eastern region is its backyard and will be Russian only in its name. This makes the relationship between Russia and China a complex one of economic interdependence at odds with Chinese ambitions. After all, while Russia's eastern resources wealth has enormous economic value to the country, if those resources are exploited only by China, they provide little value for Russia's long-term economic prospects. The second reason, China is doing this to create a future check for Russia. If Russia moved in opposite direction or act against Chinese interest. Also in the near future, China will expect Russia to play second fiddle in Central Asian and Arctic regions. If Russia disagrees, then this issue will flare up. China will one day bring a historical map to claim Russian Far Eastern region. Thank you.